Hey, welcome to Zartman Rigging. Recently, I had occasion to float an idea on an online forum of how to join two spliced eyes on skinny rope for rappelling. This here is a 200 feet, 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter Dyneema cord rope with a polyester and Technora blended cover, and the Technora is very good for abrasion resistance and also against heat. So it's a prototype of a rope I've been using for rappelling and for top roping as a tagline, etc. And if I wanted to join it to another spliced rope of similar sort, what would I do? Well, there's several ways. I could take a toggle, and these are used all the time in the marine world to join two loops. And there it is, securely and quickly joined. And I'm working on a version of this toggle that has a keeper to hold these together and strongly, quickly, and securely join them without the weight of, say, a carabiner, which it's kind of heavy, kind of clunky. We want something more elegant. But the danger of this, of course, is that it would get caught in something as you're pulling down your rappel. So another solution is necessary. So my idea was to lash these together with a Dyneema lashing made out of this cord. This is Marlowe's Kite Line Race. It's an SK99 Dyneema rope. And it has a brake load of 324 kilos, or that's 714 pounds for the English-speaking world, considered as a single strand. If I were to make it a pass like that and splice these ends together like I've done with this little grommet, then it becomes twice that 714 pounds minus 1/5, or 20%. So this little guy is theoretically good for 1,142 pounds. I can keep wrapping this and make several wraps, and with each wrap, that initial amount is added on, and I do not lose 20% each time. We don't need to get into that many numbers, but suffice it to say that this little cord will be strong enough to join these two pieces of rope. So here's how I do it. I will girth hitch first. We'll feed the end through my rappel rings here in my theoretical climbing stance. And now, all I have to do is girth hitch the spliced eye in this piece of cord, in this SK99 Kite Line from Marlowe, to one eye. And then I'm going to wind it between the two eyes 3 times. And what 3 times gets me, in my little engineering cheat sheet that I put down over here, is it gets me a brake load of 2,741 3/4 pounds. Now, in testing for the UIAA, a cord like this, a rope like this that I'm using for another purpose, broke at just over 11 kilonewtons. 11 kilonewtons is 2,472 pounds. So my little 3-pass lashing of SK99 Dyneema here is a little bit stronger than the core of this rope. So it makes a join that is strong enough for our purposes for rappelling. And so the only thing I need to do now is I need to hitch this off so that the whole thing doesn't slip back when I pull on it. The way to do that is to take the last pass and go around and between all those legs, and I have made a half hitch. Now, I made a half hitch around this set of legs. The next one is going to go around behind the other set of legs and half hitch. And then I'm going to repeat that process, alternating my bundle of legs each time. If I wanted to make a lashing that was stronger, I could wrap this around a few more times But there's also a point at which it's better to go to a thicker piece of line. This is not even what they call 2 millimeter. I have 2.5 millimeter. A lot of lashings are done with 1/8 inch line, which is closer to 3 millimeter. But after I've hitched this, 3-4 times, I have a lashing that is never going to shake itself loose, and this cannot undo itself. So this is as secure as we need to get. Didn't take me long to make, and if I feel extra, like I want some extra security, I can tie a tiny little captain's knot here. It's just an overhand knot in the tail to make sure, if I'm extra worried about it, that this can't pull through, but I don't find that to be necessary. I rarely do it myself. So now my 2 ropes are joined, and with a very lightweight lashing, and I can now put on my rappel device and wrap. So here we are. And this is a rappel plate that I made for 6 millimeter for this 1/4 inch rope. And it's titanium, because titanium not only lasts longer than aluminum in wear situations. Aluminum would wear out at its edges pretty quickly, would get grooves in it. Titanium also dissipates heat differently than aluminum. So I can burn a whole long rappel down really fast and still touch this plate at the bottom. If it was aluminum, it'd be too hot for me to touch, and it might even damage the rope covers, although the Technora in the rope helps prevent that. So now I can rappel, and once I've rappelled clear down to the bottom, I take this back out, and this will pull through the rings this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. It just goes right through. And pull my rappel down, and once everything's at the bottom, then I just have to undo the little captain's knot, unpick those hitches, which have not tightened up because the load is spread along them. They're only there to keep these passes from coming out. The friction of these 3 windings is already enough to keep it from really loading up the hitches. The hitches are just a security to keep the end from flapping out, the thing from unwinding. And then I could just store that there if I wanted, or I could take it off and stick it in my pocket, stick it in a chalk bag pocket, stuff it down my sock. But it is the most lightweight way to join these 2 ropes together. There it is.